the Patrick Reagan Show. I was just remarking to Jay, the producer, over the break that daggum Sweet Jack commercial song stuck in my head, but this cleared it out. That's a good song to clear out all of the cobwebs in your head. All right, here on the Patrick Reagan Show, during this last segment, what I want to get to real quick, and I've hammered this over and over, but, guess what? We're going to send arms to the Syrian rebels. Who would have thought that? If you're a regular listener to this show, you wouldn't be surprised, since we've been warning you about this since last summer. It's probably closer to spring. And our people in government still don't understand what the United States is all about. Nowhere in the Constitution can I find where it says we're supposed to be going around the world and fighting for other people in foreign countries. But then again, the Constitution hasn't really been an impediment to this government so far. I mean, they're spying on us in violation of the Constitution. They don't seem to be obeying it there or really any other place. So I don't know why intervening in Syria would be any different. Recent polls in this country being America, recent polls have shown that there's an overwhelming rejection of intervention in Syria. That is, until you throw chemical weapons into the mix. When people are asked if the Assad government uses chemical weapons, should we go in, then the numbers flip almost exactly. So what do you know? We're now getting reports that the Assad government is using chemical weapons. Never mind that this charge has been leveled against the Syrian rebels as well. It all starts sounding like the whole Bush weapons of mass destruction in Iraq storyline again. No one would back that war until we started talking about Saddam Hussein having weapons of mass destruction, that he was working on a nuclear bomb. And if this is the criteria for going to war, why aren't we bombing Iran? They're working on a nuclear bomb. Why aren't we bombing Pakistan? They've got one. Or North Korea. Or Russia. Heck, even more countries in this world have chemical weapons and we aren't bombing them. John McCain is one of the biggest cheerleaders of this intervention, and he's advocating sending arms to these rebels, even though we know a lot of them are no friends of the United States. Now, Senator Rand Paul summed up the problem in a piece on CNN Opinion, and he wrote, "It is very clear that any attempt to aid the Syrian rebels would be complicated and dangerous, precisely because we don't know who these people are." And he's exactly right. We don't know who these people are. So what are we doing? We're helping train the fighters who will be fighting us in another country sometime in the future. Hasn't anyone thought about the fact that we're probably supplying weapons to people who would have no problems smuggling them into this country to use against us? What we're doing is we're sending these people to war college. We're teaching them tactics and giving them arms to use against us. They don't have any love for the United States. All they want to do is use us to forward their goals, which may not necessarily and really probably aren't the same as ours. Of course, Senator McCain was complaining on Fox News that Obama put down a red line regarding Syrian use of chemical weapons on civilians. When he did that, he gave them a green light to do everything else. He also said for us to sit by and watch these people being massacred, raped, tortured is in the most terrible fashion. Meanwhile, the Russians are all in, Hezbollah is all in, and we're talking about giving them light weapons. He says that's insane. And there it is. John McCain is mad that we're giving all these people all we're doing is giving these people light weapons when the Russians are shipping in the big guns. It's Vietnam all over again. You would think being a POW from that war would make him stop and think about all this for a minute. But nope, it's all about fighting those dang Russians again. We have to keep them in check. If they're in a war, then John McCain wants us to be there as well. Here's a little bit of breaking news for old man McCain. Hey, we won the Cold War. Freedom and liberty will win every time if given the chance. But in order for freedom and liberty to prevail, we have to be able to demonstrate it to the rest of the world. Give them something to shoot for. Give their people a goal. But with all of these recent scandals, what country would want to emulate us? What foreigner would want to come here? A government spying on its population? Heck, I already have that in my country. Why in the world would I want to try to get to America where they're doing the same thing my country is doing to me now? Well, Patrick, what about what Senator McCain said? They're killing and raping people. We have to help them. There are videos of the Syrian rebels executing Assad supporters that they've captured. They're so proud of it, they videotaped it and posted it on YouTube. And neither side of this are angels. We don't need to be sticking our nose into something that doesn't concern us. McCain, Obama, all these people want to go fight for the Syrian rebels. Go ahead. No one's stopping you. Go hop a plane to Israel or Jordan, cross the border, link up with the rebels, and fight the Assad government all you want. If you feel that strongly about it, then feel free to go do it. Stop sending our people over there to die for people who don't care. All right. We're on the end of the Patrick Riggins Show here on News Talk 98.7 WOKI. If you want to catch us on the internet, facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show. Also, youtube.com/Patrick Riggins Show. And you can also drop us a cardinal letter here at WOKI Studios, Old Keys and Pike in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you for listening again this week. Be sure and join me next Saturday afternoon at 4, where we'll be fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. Thanks for listening, and join me again next week, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. We'll see you then.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth.